All right, guys, I'm so excited. It's April 1st. I can't believe it's April 1st. So, a lot of new faces
Oh
too,
my
you
gosh,
guys.
look at that. Our names just came across the bottom of the screen
You're so
because
funny.
we're so fancy now.
So, we are Stephanie and Joel Dunn. So, we have been with the company almost 15 years. For those of you that don't know who we are, and we got started literally, we were broke, standing in food lines. Life was really hard. And we're just like, there's got to be a way. There's got to be something else. Didn't know it was going to be It Works. And we tried the product. The product worked, giving you the short version. And so then they said, well, you could become a distributor and, join this pyramid scheme. And Joel's like, yes, okay, we will do that. So here we are 15 years later. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme. The products work. They continue to get better. Like, I feel like so much has changed over 15 years and we just keep getting better and better. And what an awesome March for those of you that have been in for a little bit. I felt like March was the month of miracles for a lot of people. And
Guys, if you had a miracle happen in March, drop it in the comments. Announce somebody that promoted on your team. Announce if you had a promotion, guys. It was a fire month.
yeah, Tracy Rose, she's been with us for a long time and she re-ranks. So we saw a lot of re-ranks as well as first time promotions. So, sometimes I feel like re-ranks are even more special than a first time promotion because that's where commitment, dedication, that grit and decision of am I gonna do this? Do I have it in me to keep going? And so that's where I saw so many different things happening. So, first, I kind of have a couple notes because you guys just get me and Joel tonight. So, I felt like you guys get me like this because I didn't sleep because it was wild, right? So, this is how you get us. But I want to share this for a few of you. So, couple tips that if you're new or you need maybe a refresher, this is just something that I'm like, okay, I want to get you into leveling up your business because I've got a lot of messages of like, there's so many promotions going on. We feel the momentum. What is going on over at Works? I want to be part of that. I don't even know what It Works is. Never really heard of it, but you're posting all about this stuff. What is it? So I want you to take these notes. Be committed to learning the skills of your business. Always be learning. So you're never going to know everything. And I think the best thing that you can do is jump in and have trust. Like that's the one thing that I'm seeing with people promoting right now is they're trusting the process. There's people promoting. Joel and I have been around for a while and we've got duplication down. So you've got to trust the team, you've got to trust the leadership in following and doing the duplication. And I'm going to share with you because I saw over and over in multiple teams of like what did that success look like for them if they leveled up in their business. Number two, this one is sometimes hard and weird, but I want you to create a vision of your life that would make 99%, actually I wrote down 99.5% of the friends of your population look at you like it's crazy. I want you to put it out there if they were going to laugh at you. Because here's something. Some people are like, I don't know if I really want to post before and after pictures. That's kind of cringy or whatever. Like, it's just weird. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm
Guys, you
gonna,
probably think my bank account's cringy.
I'm gonna tell you this. I let that get in my head a couple years ago because it was like, oh, you start hearing like, is it works? I don't know if I want to do it. We have changed so much. And throughout this last year, I'm intentional. I want to be loud what I have. I'm proud of it. I love the products. I've been using it for almost 15 years and we are passionate about that. And why should I be embarrassed or not talk about it? Because if nobody knows what I have, how are they supposed to order from me? So you've got to put yourself out there and create that vision of like you may look different and those are the successful people.
Guys, how exciting is a picture of a pill or a bottle? That's okay to mix that in there, but if people don't know what the pill in the bottle has done for people, they really won't reach out to you. That's why you have to mix in the things that show what the things do. And that's how you get people excited.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I love it. Again, I'm going to go over the top probably 4 to 5 things that I will tell you. You get to decide to do the work to be the success story next month. or this month, I should say. So when Joel's saying that, you're going to have your own before and after pictures or your own testimony of what you're passionate about. But what we have coming in with these before and after pictures, use them. One thing that I want you to do, whatever night it is or day, when you feel like you're scrolling, save. You can go right to my page, and I've said this a few times. Go and save even my wording and the before and after pictures. Put it in your notes in your phone. Yes, you can put the picture in your notes with that. And then if you're like, I don't have time. I don't have time for you guys to give me excuses. I'm going to give you everything that you need. This is going to be, I feel like sometimes I got to give you hard love to move you in a good way. Like I try to be like,
It's like
okay,
a love
I
and a smack at the same time.
want you guys to understand that there's times in companies and in business when there's momentum and there's runs. And I do not want you guys to miss this at all. So you've got to just go, I'm ready for that and I'm willing to do those things. And so um having those in your notes, being prepared of there's having no time is an excuse. You have those times to go, I'm scrolling, I'm sitting in the car waiting for my kid, I'm, on lunch break, whatever that is, you've got to put them accessible so that you don't have to think about doing a post. You have them in your notes ready to go. So I want to make sure you have those. And there's plenty of before and after pictures. We continue to get them. Every single day, this is 3, you've got to make time for income producing activities. What does that mean? If I like to scroll, but that doesn't make me money. So I get to decide, do I want to scroll or do I want to make money? Do I want to have go to everybody's page and tell them I love them and all of these things that I would love to do all the time, or do I want to use social media as business for the most part and not get caught up into wasting my time, because time is money and time is important. It's for me and Joel, like I want to spend time with him, but I also want to get on and do work because it pays the bills. And so if you can do income producing activities, that's where I'd rather spend the time. So getting the post up, doing the intentional following up, reaching out, all of the things. This is one that maybe you guys have never stopped to think about this, but a millionaire makes $500 an hour. If that's your goal, and sometimes you guys have heard me say this before, you got to stop wasting time. You got to qualify it. So right now, if you want to make $3,000 a month, how much is that then per week, per hour? If you're working this business 10 hours a week, what does that look like for you? Have you ever done backwards math? Like that's so important to know. You got to have a goal, but then you have to work your way backwards to the starting point. And so if your goal is $2,000, you've got to break that down into how much time are you willing to give this business? And is it even possible like that I can do that? I set myself out this goal, and sometimes I don't even like saying what I do because I'm going to tell you, but I don't I want this to inspire you and show you what's possible. I still set myself up monthly goals. I have year goals, I have 6-month goals, 5-year goals, but monthly goals are important because then I can break that down into month, into week, into day. And I had a stretch goal, you guys, of 60 customers and 15 distributors. And that sounds like a lot for some people. And it was a stretch for me. So if you've known me for a while, you know that for me, I've always had a number of like 10 distributors. That's kind of my goal in my head of what I've always wanted to do. And 20, 30 customers. I've never really stretched myself to crazy numbers. And we did 63 loyal customers and 16 distributors. I was very intentional. I followed up like crazy. If you are doing the work, you will find that you will have people to follow up with because It Works has done a great job of giving you promotion after promotion after promotion. We had Join Now, we've got free product, we had distributor discounts, we had 20% off, we had a new product launch. So no excuses when it comes to this. They are doing everything they can to make it as easy as possible for us.
Now, guys, I want you to kind of understand what she just said. And she doesn't get enough credit for it. And that's why you can't see under the screen, but I put the hand up like I need to say something. That's because not only did she do that, but how many of you did she spend time with on the phone, in the team pages, in chats, in text messages, on top of the work that she needed to do for her goals, she was also committed to helping you achieve your goals. So, guys, think about that. You need to split your day and your time into two things. You always need to focus on your goals, and then you need to focus on building your team's goals and successes.
Yeah, I mean, I really do that to show you guys what's possible. That there can't be a reason of like, nobody wants my product. You think that I've talked to every single person being around for 15 years, but the new branding, the new product, the price point's awesome. Like there's so much to do. So I stretch myself so that you guys can see and follow my lead. And so if you want to create momentum, you got to start with yourself. And so take a really hard look at yourself and go, I know that I can do that. And I have to give a shout out to Mel if she's on Zodi because she did this too last 2 months. I've seen her just put in the work, make that decision. And she got herself, you guys, this is incredible too, is a re-rank of not only diamond, but double diamond. And she really helped her team on so many different levels. And so it's so important to have those personal goals because your team is watching you. I want that to be why I do what I do is not just telling you to do these things, it's because it's actually working. So that is why I do it. I just it makes me proud to be able to work with you guys and be able to share that. Um and then the last one is serve people. I think that's the thing is when yes, I have personal goals, but it's because I want to help you. I want you to see the gifts, the talents, everything that's inside of you that we all see. We are so hard on ourselves sometimes that we don't believe it. We don't think that we can do it. And you guys are just rock stars at that. I know Mandy is on and she's always inspiring people. She's like the queen of like shouting out everybody's like amazingness. She is so good at that. And I just love her for that because she is constantly inspiring people. But we need to educate them. We need to help them. We need to guide them. And I want to be, and this is what I want you guys to write down, be this, be the reason that someone else lived a bold life. And that's sometimes easier to do for me. So then I'm going to go be bold so that it inspires somebody else because I don't have a network marketing degree. I'm not anything special. I went to college. I kind of laughed. I was like, I was made to go to college. I was like, this isn't going to be for me. I was a college dropout. Like literally my first, like it just didn't work out. And so I show this because I want people to be inspired that they can do this with the decision. You don't have to be a certain age, a certain background or anything. You just have to be make the decision to put in the work. And so those are the top 5, things that I wanted to kind of go over, especially if you're new, is just learning to be committed to this. It's not going to happen. I shouldn't say that. It can happen in overnight and it could happen in 6 months. It could happen in 3 years. We don't know what time it's going to happen for you. So you've got to go, am I committed to do this? Am I committed to continue on? Because like I said, we had a lot of re-ranks. And if they would have given up, they wouldn't be in this. They wouldn't have been able to inspire somebody else to say, hey, they can do that too. So that's what this is. I have these like squirrely notes. I must be ADD a little bit, but decide what you want, make your own rules, learn, apply, adopt your progress. People can help, people can advise, people can inspire, people can guide, people can teach, but people won't do it for you. I think that's what I saw this past month is there's no reason to not have the success that you want. So if you want diamond, you saw so many diamond promotions come through. You saw so many rubies and emeralds that you know that it's possible. So there's no questioning that. There's not like a can it happen? It does happen.
Guys,
I see the
I
point.
I cannot take your products for you. I cannot run your auto ship for you. I can't message your people and ask them to do host to posts for you. But what we can do is we can tell you what is working, when to do it, how much of it to do. We can tell you how to control your day. We can give you all of the things to do. The question is what are you going to do with it to change your life, your family's life, and your team's life?
Yeah. So that's the thing that I wish we could sometimes shake people because this might be you. You might be over analyzing. And I know that's easy to come in as a new distributor of like, I don't know all of the things. Going back to when I joined, I was so scared. I was so nervous. Like, what are people going to think? I'm not going to have the answer. I'm not a, I didn't have the knowledge of like knowing all the ingredients. I still don't like, but I know how to direct them to get to the
We make up
information
ingredients on the way.
that they need. And so knowing that you have a team of people that can get you the information, we don't ever know what somebody's going to ask until it's asked. So you can throw that out the window. You can think you have it all together and you still won't have it together. So you have to be that bold person of putting it out there because people are watching. They're going to order, they're going to join. Is it going to be you or is it going to be somebody else because they're being so loud that it's in their face and they can't stop thinking about it. And that's been a huge thing that like one of the things that I wrote down is how do we learn best by doing the work? It's you got to get up, you got to get out and you just got to go and help somebody and show them and get the product in their hands. And so stop over analyzing anything that you're doing and just get it out there because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I know we've shared that before, but it's absolutely true. And so you want to do that. I'm so excited. If you guys didn't see on the road to VIP, I was waiting for this. I was like, yes. So we love 30-day drop. Does anybody else put in the chat? Do you love 30-day drop? Like anybody else, just like this has been what is working for people for duplication, for newbie coming in. They have the confidence. The packaging is pretty, like the whole everything. They get the meal plan. Well, it is amazing now they have it without caffeine. So they actually put the burn in a package without the TFX. So I know a lot of you guys at the end of the month last month were talking about 30-day drop, then adding burn, which is great. But there's a lot of people that don't want caffeine. And I really feel like where I'm going to lean into is I'll give them the two options, but I feel like the caffeine free, because if they did want caffeine, if you can get them on coffee, and I'm going to give you guys some scripts here in the next week of like what's working, people will drink coffee every day. They may not need TFX every day. They may not need flat every day, or, they start to get to where they want to be. And so if they can get on coffee or start to gradually get into the gut pack or whatever, then you're going to see that. So if we can do 30-day drop with coffee add-on, I think you're going to see a lot even more duplication there. But the 30-day drop has been game changer because of the math. And I know you guys can watch back on a couple of the Zooms from a few weeks ago. And I'm seeing that people are selling higher BV than ever before. So they're being consistent with that. So it's being intentional work and higher BV, so less work, higher pay. And that's what we want for you guys to have, is the success of being able to get them on the product, them getting it in their hands and them using it and having the results. So what's happening with the people that are promoting is I can go to their pages and they're in their stories, they're on their posts, they're doing the host to posts, they're sharing people's comments of like, I just got my package in the mail. Like they're doing all of the things, they're sharing their life. And so if you feel like, well, I've posted, that's great. But if you're not doing the other things of following up, checking in, seeing who's watching your stories, who's commenting or liking, if you're not doing that work to go and ask them and inviting them into your new exciting chapter of like, hey, have you seen what I'm doing? Like, this has been amazing. You should do this. People are making money. They're losing weight. Like, do you want either of those?
Guys, have you ever noticed on Stephanie's Instagram, she posts on her Instagram like once a week?
I do.
Yeah, that's because she's so busy being in inboxes that she forgets to post on Instagram.
I still am bitter about
So
that.
gotta be so in people's inboxes because that's what you can control. You can't control when your post is going to show up in somebody's feed or it's going to scroll across their timeline, and maybe it's at a point when they think they're going to click on it. But you can control your inbox activity.
Yeah. So the thing that you can do is if you're being consistent, even if you start being consistent this week, you're gonna have people to follow up with. So don't beat yourself up if you haven't. Newbies, if you haven't, what did I say at the beginning? You have to trust the process. You have to get it out there. So copy the person that brought you in, or copy myself, leaders on the page, because once you start being so consistent, people are going to be like, well, that before and after picture looks like me. I want that to be me. Or it might be, okay, I've seen this constantly with so many different people. This product works. So the psychology behind why you're doing all of this and sharing it is because we don't know which picture is going to hit my friends list or your friends list. So you've got to be able to be consistent on that, and then really be able to go in and not be afraid to follow up or to reach out to your friends. I want to strip every fear away that you have of feeling like I can't reach out to people, I can't cold message, I can't offer them. Somebody is going to. I was the person that was praying for someone to just share with me something that I could figure out, how am I going to make extra money? How can I feel better about myself? So there's somebody on the other end of that inbox, that text message, that, maybe going into the grocery store or the school, wherever you're at, that has been praying for something. That something could be you, as long as you're open to share it with them. And so that's why I love reaching out to people. I'm excited. Like, my message doesn't come across like I'm annoying or this is a cold message. Like, I'm excited. Like, the products work. Like, I love them. I love how I feel. I love seeing and helping people. And not only that, but it's giving people the flexibility to actually do this when they want to and earn an income from that. So why wouldn't I want to share that? So have your own excitement, create that. How do you do that? How do you build that confidence and excitement? You take the product. Like, you find something that you just love so much that it's just easy to share, and that will start creating the momentum. So that's what I'm seeing with the people that are having success. They're doing that. They're relentlessly being bold is what they're doing. They're putting themselves out there. They're not stopping if they get a roadblock. I'm going to call Jamie back out. I think she's in Facebook jail like every other day. I don't know, but she does not use that as an excuse. And she went double diamond last month, you guys. And literally, she's had surgery. She's been sick. Like, this girl could give me every excuse to not do this business, and she rocks it out, and she leads with such intention and excitement that it's going to happen. She speaks what she wants, and it transfers not only onto her team but onto me, and so that filters over to you guys. Like, speaking, the word of the tongue is powerful, right? So you got to be really careful what you speak. So if you're like, my team's not working, it's not going to work. So what do you want your team to be? You need to speak what's happening. I know this. My team is awesome. They love to help people. They get customers every day. They're helping someone. They're showing people what's possible. Like, being able to stay home with their babies if that's what they want to do.
They're all ambassador
They're
diamonds.
all of you are ambassador diamonds on this call. Like, what do you want to speak? And be careful of those words that you speak, like what you're going to do. So I know the ones that have promoted are laser focused. They believe it. It's going to happen. And I think this is the thing, is they have taken off the table. If it doesn't happen, they're that much closer to when it does happen. And that's hard for some people, because I know there was some that were really close to promotions that didn't hit it. And I've been there, and I've felt like, man, I've done everything I can and it wasn't my time. God knows your time. You do the work and you will be rewarded. I know that. That is absolutely 100% true. He knows what is supposed to happen for you. So you be so focused on what that's going to look like. Know exactly what you want. Like I said at the beginning, you got to break it down. If you're going diamond, do you know what a diamond volume is? It's eight. I know every dang volume chart, what it takes to help you guys. So I've learned that skill. So new coming in, I remember I was like, all I know is I need to go diamond. I don't know why, but I need to go diamond. What is this they're talking about? I asked, is there a visual? There's a diamond chart. And maybe you start with the ruby and the emerald and the diamond, and you stack them, and you go, okay, diamond is 8,000 in volume. If Stephanie did 62, let me math this out. I don't even know. If Stephanie, I'm just going to average it. If Stephanie, myself, did 60 or 63 times, let's just say 80 BV, that's 5,040 in volume myself. If I'm teaching someone to do half of that work, I would be diamond. So can you do that? Can you go, I'm going to commit. This is what my goal is. I know that if I'm helping someone teach them to do the same thing, if we all brought in like 2,000 in volume, you could go diamond essentially. So if you have 3 distributors, those 3 each go and help 3, and you're teaching them all the same steps with the 30-day drop. 4 customers gets them $50 and the BV is there. You guys are going to go ruby, emerald, diamond really quick. And I'm seeing that over and over by trusting the process. And they're not over analyzing. They might think, okay, you're crazy. I'm going to have a couple people on next week that I don't know if Brooke's on. Ashley Fluger might be on. They probably think that I was crazy. I'm sure of it. And because I've had great conversations with Brooke and she's trusted the process. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've never had this much BV before. Like, I can't even believe this is happening. So have the confidence to know I'm going to do the work and I'm going to get it in front of the people, and the customers are going to come, the distributors are going to come because I'm going to be committed to that. So the commitment, the follow up, knowing where you're going. If you want 4,000 in volume, break it down by week. That's $1,000 in volume each week. I'm only going to work 3 days a week. So then you got to break it down by that. So there's like the math that you can do behind and going backwards. I would recommend doing all of that and getting with your team of like, okay, what's your goal? Not only rank goal, but how many customers, distributors do you want? Because sometimes those don't match. So you got to match it. If your goal is 2 distributors and 10 customers, but you want diamond, how are you going to do that? Is it you're working with your distributor and you're going to help focus with them and get them to lead? Because that's a great way to do it too, but you've got to have a plan. And I think that's the key, is why I love breaking things down, is know your commitment level. What can you do realistically? Can you stretch yourself more? And then working with your team of like, let's do this. And so I would go after 4 customers and a distributor absolutely every single week. Because if you can do 4 customers, do an add-on with the 30-day drop, that's 400 in volume. So I could start adding things up pretty quickly. And then those 3 distributors teaching them the same thing, you will start to promote. Here's the thing that I noticed. Conference is the end of the month. They didn't say anything about bonuses, but we're going to work like there's something coming massively at the end of the month, because it's conference, you guys. And out of all of the years, they've always done the biggest bonuses. They've brought new product. They've done all of the things at conference. And so I feel like having conference in April is going to change everything in our business. Like it's just going to continue to like go, go, go. Right. So I feel like that's where I'm excited, is there was a lot of things going in the right direction, but I don't want you to bail out now and slow momentum. Momentum, I've had a couple conversations. So there's teams that are really growing. There's some that haven't made a decision, and some feel like, oh, I should have never slowed down on momentum. So you've got to make that decision too of like, I want to be the momentum and I'm going to get that, and I'm not going to let it go off, because we know the only way that momentum like slows down is if you stop, and the only way to coast is downhill, and we don't want you guys to coast downhill. We want you to find what works for you and be consistent.
I'm going to answer Bianca's question that she put on the chat. It says, how do you calculate BV into sales? So your sales amount in dollars, and for them specifically Canadian. Guys, this is the thing. When we're talking about numbers, we are not talking about dollars.
Hmm.
We are only talking about BV. So when we're talking about the packs, the reason why we're talking about the packs is because of the amount of BV it creates in volume. So when we're on here talking about goals, those goals are 2,000 in BV. The BV is what we're looking at. We're not looking at the dollar amount in sales, the Canadian dollar, the euro in sales. We're looking at BV as the underlying measurement across all markets.
Yeah, good point. Like that is something like that's the universal language, is BV, because it doesn't matter what country they're in. You have to have 2,000 BV to be a Ruby and 3 distributors, right? So yeah, I'm glad that you said that. I think, looking at this, I didn't do any pretty slides for you guys today. Sorry. Next week you will get
Wait,
that.
hold on, hold on.
You will get scripts. You can, yeah, he did that.
Ta-da.
But I really just wanted to come on, and if I could say anything, is this is just Don't overthink. Don't compare yourself to somebody else's story. We don't know where they're at. You are absolutely worthy of these promotions, of these bonuses, of this money that you're going to earn. And don't let the devil try to steal that from you. That's all that that is. And you got to guard your heart and your eyes and your ears so well and just know that when good is going to happen, there's going to be obstacles. 1000%. I get them every day. I'm just like, I don't I don't know why, but it's going to happen and we're going to pivot and we're going to learn and we're going to figure out how to do this. And so come with that open mind of like you're not the only one, right? We're all in this together. It's just making that decision of like I'm going to pivot. I need to ask somebody. Don't be afraid to ask questions, but if you're going to ask the question and you're not going to take the advice, don't even ask the question. You have to be open to take the advice and apply it. So action will start overcoming any obstacles that you guys have. And so when I'm saying, I don't want to say, oh, go work harder. That's not who I am. I want you to know that that working smart and intentionally and putting yourself out there with the right kind of work makes things so much easier. So I'm just encouraged by like again what I've seen over 15 years. I've seen momentum. We're in momentum. I don't want you to wish that you were part of momentum. I want you to create it. I want you to be so dang excited. Whether you're brand new, you've never heard about It Works, that means that there's a lot of your friends and their friends that have never heard of It Works. If people have heard of It Works, we are so different. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have burn, we didn't have flat, we didn't have skinny gummies, we didn't have aloe, we didn't have
Hair care.
hair care, we didn't have this. We are different. We have products that people want that are at a price point that people want. Hands down, we've got it right. We've got all the right things right now. It continues to get better. So if that doesn't excite you, I don't know, without like coming through and like shaking you, like, I don't know, like, I want you all part of that. So surround yourself with the people that are going to be inspiring you and that something that's like contagious. And I see Taylor on here, Taylor Lauren, like, she just went diamond. Like, she's one that I said to her, man, she's just like head down. She's just this quiet, like, she just does it. There's not a complaint. She's like just so bubbly and excited for life. Like, no wonder she went diamond because I've never heard a complaint from her. And again, everybody's going to have their stories. I mean, if I have not said your name, forgive me, but some of these guys are out right on the front screen, and so I see that. But I see you. You matter. You matter to me and Joel. You matter to the person that brought you in. You matter to the team, your sidelines. You are important.
Guys, most importantly, you matter to that person that's out there
Mhm.
waiting for you to open your mouth and change their life.
Yeah. We love you guys. I think if you haven't, make sure you get into the road to VIP so you can read and see all of the things. Don't overcomplicate. Don't overthink. Get into just being excited for what we have to offer. Again, we'll see you guys again next Monday. I'm going to have you close it out with prayer and then we'll see you guys Monday.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing team, these amazing leaders. Just ask that you would bless them this week, bless them this month. Thank you for an amazing March. Just ask that you would bring the right people in, overflowing abundance, favor in everything that they do with everything that they put their hands to, and go out and do incredible things to change lives for your kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, we love you. Have a great week.
See you guys.